Hello, it's Friday Scholars. So today I wanted to show you a fluency in math game day. So what I want to start off with is I actually gathered a couple things I had lying around or something that you can have around to show you a couple different things. So the first thing we're going to do is flashcards. So you're going to try to beat me in flashcards. Ready?
Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is some fluency. If you are in Barnard with me, you are very familiar with these cards, so they are flashcards. Alright, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to count to 3. I'm not going to count out loud, I'm going to show you this dice. That's 3, 2, and 1. And at that point, I'm going to flip the card over and show you that the answer is 4 plus 9 is 13. Then we're going to hop to the next one. Are you ready? All right. Let's get going. The answer is 10. You're trying to beat me. You ready? $16. 9. 12. 12. Ooh, backwards. Let me fix a couple of these. Ready? We're gonna keep going. 10. 5. 9. How are you doing so far? 11. 9. 12. Alright. Now I'm going to speed through it. I'm not going to count down, and it's going to be as soon as it goes. I'm just going to count 1, 2 in my head and answer. 8. 11. 24. 16. 17. 10. 12. 2. 10. 2. 20. 4. 19. And now these are backwards. When I do this next time, I really want you to try to beat me.
Great job. I know you tried your best, and next time we do it, I know you'll do even better. So now what I want to introduce you to is the first game. These are just some games you can play with anything that you have at home. So what I chose, or what I have, is you need a couple pieces of paper. You need a pen or a pencil, something to write with. And I know you have it somewhere, but you must have some sort of game or something where you have dice. If you don't have dice, what you can do is grab a couple more sheets of paper, and I will show you what to do with these.
Okay, one of the first games is you need a piece of paper. And all you're going to do on that piece of paper is just make a ton of boxes big enough to fit whatever item you have. Also show you what I'll be using. I have beads that I had just in the classroom. When I went to go get some supplies, I had some beads that were left over from previous years. And that's what I will be using. If you notice, it looks like an array. Box with the same number of rows, same number of columns. And it should look like a board. What you can do is you can use dice, which I actually have two kinds here. I have the regular yellow dice, or I have just regular little cubes that I had lying around and I put numbers on them. Also, you can figure out, or I can show you how to make a paper dice if you really need. If not, if you don't have any of these, you can make your own flashcards by taking a piece of paper, folding it and cutting it into small little pieces like this. Doesn't even need to be that big. I don't want you to go out and buy something. I want you to just use what you have at home. Hopefully you have paper. I feel like that's the most useful thing you can use. So I can show you how to do this in many different ways. This is a game to help you with multiplication, arrays, and all of that. You would want to use a pencil for this because you don't want to see the numbers on the other side, and if you were to use anything else, it would show really hard. I mean, it still shows, but you don't want to do any number that's bigger than how many squares you have on either side of your board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 on this side. So my number should not be bigger than 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just keep it at that for now. And what you're doing with these is you're shuffling. So you don't know which number. And then you're just going to, oh, there's 1. So we're doing 3 times 5. So then you're going to grab whatever you have. I have just really pretty beads. It doesn't have to be beads, it could be beans if you have little beans at home. I also have rice at home. But I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna do 5 groups of 3. Oh, I can put that up here. At the top, you can write rows of, so then the first number you pick would go here. 5 rows of 3. I want 5 rows of 3 in each. 5 rows of 3. 1, 2, 3. That's row 2. That's row 3. That's row 4. And that is row 5. Oh, that was perfect. And your answer will be, if you count them all up, 5, 10, 15, it's 15. You just did multiplication. If you're doing this with dice, you would roll 4 rows of 6. So then I have 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on each row I need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, And one more. 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I count them all up, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. And that's 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. So now I know that 4 rows of 6 is 24, or 4 times 6 is 24. I want to show you the difference between this and this. If I got 6 rows of 4, I would have 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and in each row there is 4. Still the same number of beads, but now it looks different. So this is game number 1. This is make an array. This is game number 2. This is a very similar concept. I actually just saved an egg carton. You don't need to do this if you have toilet paper leftovers. I also said you can make groups like this. Just cut them. So each circle is a group. Something that keeps them alone. If you don't have this, small containers of anything would be great. Like small Tupperware, something that you have enough where it'll keep them playing with them. I think the egg carton is great because it gives you literally 12 slots. But even with just this, I made 6 circles, which is 6 different groups. So this you can do a couple different ways. You can do that, you can use this. And what you can do is, you can come up with a number. If you were to give them a handful of beads and go, okay, how many can you put into equal groups of 6? Then into equal groups of 6, they would have to drop 1 each until they're out. But they have to make sure that in each group you have the same amount. Right now they're learning to divide. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Uh-oh, I didn't have enough for this one, so I would actually need to take out. And these would be my remainders, or the ones that I couldn't put into equal groups. Because it wouldn't be fair to this one if I gave all 5 one, but I didn't give this one. So I had 6 groups of 4, and I have 5 left over. So what was the number? The number was, I had 6 groups of 4, which I know is 24. I had 29 beads altogether. But for them, they can literally count it and think about this, going, okay, how many can I put into each group? There's that one with beads, made from 1 toilet paper roll. If not, you can do it with an egg carton, where again you can roll 2 numbers, or you can come up with 2 numbers and you can do groups of. So if I were to roll these, oh, that's gonna be a little complicated to do. If I got 5 groups of 3, I want to show you different numbers because 5 groups of 5 would be confusing. I would need 5 groups of 3 beads. Then I would have to use 1, 2, 3, That's group 1. That's group 2. That's group 3. That's group 4. And that's group 5. That's 5 groups of 3 beads each, and that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Right now they are skip counting, they are also multiplying, they are also adding, and they're learning about equal groups. You can do this with the toilet paper rolls or small containers. And if they don't have beads, you can give them 2 numbers. The annoying part about this is that you would have to take each bead out afterwards, which is very annoying. I think I like the toilet paper one better because you can just take out the toilet paper right off and then just gather the beads. So these are all something you can do at home. You can do rice, which would be really hard because it'll really be good for their hands. Get some exercise for them. Because this doesn't look like I'm doing much, but it's actually fine motor skills where it's going to help them just have more hand movement. It's kind of like why some people or some kids struggle with scissors, following the line or coloring in the lines because they don't have those hand movements. So another one we can do is, oh, we already did that. Oh. 5 groups of 6. So then 1, 2. Let's use these to show you. This was very annoying to get. You need 5 groups. That's my 5 groups, and I need 11 in each. 6 in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 5. Now you're going to tell them to figure out what 5 groups of 6 equals, which is also 5 times 6 equals, and they would have to pick it up and count. I would think that it would be smart if they can count in 6s, going 6 plus 6 is 12. 6 plus 6 is another 12. That's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So they're going to figure out that that is 30. But do you see how I came up with a different method to add? That's what you want them to think about. Different ways, fluid ways that they can add because these are movable. So that's that.
Now that you learned 2 different games, you can play them over the weekend or with your family member, or you can even play by yourself. This is to improve you, scholars. So, do want to tell you, remember that repeated addition, which means the same number over and over and over again that you're adding, is the basis of multiplication, which means you're learning how to multiply. And this will help you understand equal groups and arrays. And that's what 3rd grade starts to look like in the beginning. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend and go find something you can do this with.